Good morning, viewers. Welcome to Consimo Shorthand classes. Now, the chapter 8 Stroke S and Z. In chapter 7, we have talked about Circle S and Z. These two chapters are interrelated. But here in the chapter, how to write exclusively the stroke S and Z, it is mentioned here in this chapter. Whenever there is an initial or a final vowel sound, there must be a stroke consonant for what? To provide a place for the vowel sign. We have to put vowel sign if a vowel occurs initially. For example, asp is there. ASP, asp. Initially, ya is there. And hence, we have to write this S stroke consonant. If you write the S with circle S, you can't put ya because this circle S is not having vowel places. That's why asp is to be written. If it is sap, yes, you can write circle like circless P. This vowel you can put before P. P is stroke consonant and this is having vowel places, and then you can put here. But for asp, you have to write stroke consonant only. You see the words is. Initially, vowel is coming. Here we have to write full stroke consonant is. Here say. Finally, vowel is coming, and hence we have to write the stroke consonant. Ooze, initial vowel. Z, final vowel. Asp, initial vowel. Sap, there is no either initial vowel or final vowel. So we can write circless. Yask, initial vowel, and hence we have to write stroke consonant. What for? To place the vowel sign. And sac, here vowel is neither initial nor final. That's why we can write circless. And raise, raise, there is no final vowel. That's why we can write circless like that. Busy, because final vowel is there, and hence we have to write stroke consonant. Here there is no final vowel or initial vowel, and hence we can write the circless. See para number 45, where the stroke S is written initially in the root word, it is retained in compounds and derivatives. Derivative means from root word the another word will be derived. It is called derivatives. For example, sa, it is a root word from sa bench is derived. So here we have written sa, and we should retain this S and then bench. Or otherwise, if this rule is not there, we can write like this sa bench. We can write like this. But since this rule is given, we have to retain this sa and then to add bench like this. Assailed, unassailed. Assailed is to be retained and un is to be added. And then is, disease. Cease is to be retained, circless stroke S, and D is to be added. Next, you see, in words like science and sewer, where triphone immediately follows S, the stroke S must be written. You see here, where triphone immediately follows S. Here, this is the triphone. It is following S, initial S. Where triphone immediately follows S. S is being followed by triphone. Here, S is being followed by triphone. There we should write the stroke S. That's why we have written science, or otherwise we can write like this, science. This will become science. Science, S-I-G-N-S, S-I-G-N-S, science it will become. So, because circus is being followed by triphone, we should write this S with stroke S, like that shoe here. Before telling the next rule, I want to narrate you about the syllable. Syllable. Syllable means any of the two units into which a word is divided. That is called syllable. For example, joyous, joy. You see the sound which is coming about the word joy. Joy, us. This is one unit and this is second unit. Joy, us. Joy is a syllable and us is S and another syllable. Like that. Sinuous, sinew, us. Sinew, us. Sinew is the one syllable and us is the another syllable. Like that. Tortuous, tortu, one syllable, us is the another syllable. Okay. There are two syllables in this word sinuous. Sinew is one syllable and us is the second syllable. Here tortuous. Tortu is one syllable and us is the second syllable. And joyous. Joy is the one syllable and us is the second syllable. Where the final syllable us is preceded by a diphthong, final syllable. This syllable is final syllable. This is final syllable. This is final syllable. When this final syllable us is preceded by a diphthong, here u is preceded us. Here u is preceded us. Here a is preceded us. Then the stroke s must be written. Okay. Now practice exercise number 27 and 28. Now I tell you about grammar marks. M above the line, M on the line, him, M circles above the line, myself, M circles on the line, himself. Circles P on the line, special, specially, circles P through the line, speak. Circles B on the line, subject, circles V on the line, several. Okay.